time I spoke at Flow, the feedback that I got was, "You are naturally funny." So I'm gonna try not to be, but someone take a photo so I can send to my mom. So I'm gonna talk about video editing at scale, or as I like to call it, a lesson in trust. Well, how did Zalando approach video editing at scale? It trusted. It trusted in people development. It trusted in collaboration. It trusted in tools. And it trusted in partnerships. When we talk about trust, you always need to start with trusting yourself. So I always say that I have one superpower, and that is I can translate any situation into food. How I got interested in video? Well, I've been working in fashion-related industries with images for about 15 years now, and somewhere in the mid-years of those 15, I had a very mildly successful career as a food blogger. And see, that's one of my photos there. As a food blogger, I'm sure everyone has followed the recipe online, right? So if you have a blog that has just text, it's good. But if you had some images, it's going to be even better. If you add animated GIFs of the steps, it's going to be absolutely amazing. If you put on video, everyone's going to go to the video and click it. So that's how I got interested in video, and this translated into my work. So what's Zalando's history with video? In 2018, 2019, maybe Lou can confirm, we started with PDP video. PDP means product display page for the people that don't know. So we had a standardized and a simple workflow. Basically, we had the model from the PDP set, walk into the video set, they presented the outfit, did a nice twirl, walked out. And we had a video editor that edited the video immediately, put it online, and that was it. Then in 2020, Zalando introduced something called ePDP, Elevated PDP. To the regular PDP images, the ones on the white background, we added 2 more images that were on a set or outdoors in a little bit more complex situation. So to this, in 2021, we added video. The 2 images basically had a complementary video with the exact same setup as the elevated ones. In 2022, Zalando accumulated a number of products that enabled them to do A/B testing, and we realized that the products that had elevated images plus the video had an increased conversion rate. This meant more products were sold. Then we rolled out ePDP volumes, and then we scaled up those volumes this year. So here to talk about trust in people development. For the next 3 to 6 months, until AI takes over video editing, we can use these as guidelines. So the evolution of creative ops will mean that technology is always going to be a little bit better. This will lead to workflow simplification, and in the end, there's going to be people that are going to have redundant skills. So you either can keep it, or you can turn that disadvantage into an opportunity. What it meant for me was, as we got more people available from the post-production larger team, which I'm part of, mainly from the retouchers, we actually created something called a video editing upskill plan for the people that wanted to learn and to create. So with the help of my right-hand person there, Christina, we created the video editing upskill plan that had different focus areas. We focused on ways of working, color grading, footage improvements. This would be a collaboration with the videographers. Editing in itself, setting up guidelines, hardware improvements, of course, and as always, feedbacks and measurements. So I'm going to show you next screenshot of what the video editing upskill plan looks like. This is an Asana board, and here you can see the focus areas separated into columns, and you can see the little dots with the CT. That's Christina's responsibility there. She put together these amazing trainings for the video editors, the former retouchers, and this is how they learned. Then I'm going to talk about collaboration. Why? Besides editing, you need to have the footage. So we had photographers and videographers working together, and they trained and upskill and learned from each other. Video editors and videographers working together because your edits are just going to be as good as the possibilities from the footage. And they did trainings together and reverse feedback. And I am very fortunate to lead also the Digitechs, which are a team that's mid-process, and they basically eased everything with file management and communication with the shooting crew, and of course, providing color grading references and on-set color management. And I'm going to add on this the diversity and inclusion team, which helped out with something that you're going to see a little bit later. So as an excerpt from how the video editors and the videographers work together, I'm going to talk a little bit about how the guidelines they had worked. So I wanted to have the video edits for the ePDP a little bit juicier. So basically, to the footage that they were shooting, I asked Christina to work with the main videographer that we have, Carlos, to talk about B-roll. B-roll is that little bit of juiciness that you add to any footage to make it a little bit nicer. So Christina discussed how to add whip pans, models interacting directly with camera, big smiles or laughs, match cuts, focus pulls, and here is the excerpt in itself from the guidelines. As you can see there, you have a match cut, a whip and pan plus a match cut, whip pans, and focus pulls. So these were all introduced to the videographers who were initially photographers, so they didn't know what these were supposed to look like. And having a person that's been working with the industry for such a long time come in with recommendations about how to add juiciness to your videos really helped out. Now we're going to talk about tools. So when we're going to talk about tools, we're going to start with diversity and inclusion. And why is that? Well, Zalando has this diversity and inclusion strategy to which it committed. So I'm going to read a little bit from it. We aim for our leaders to actively shape an environment that models diversity, equity, and inclusion. Inclusive leaders at Zalando are those who seek out and value diverse team members to gain different perspectives, recognize that everyone has talent, and create a sense of belonging for all. So in this spirit, Zalando created a program called Representative Content Guidelines, to which Christina and I are part of. And yes, while part of the Representative Content Guideline project, we ended up introducing this. This is a basic color checker. How did we do that? Well, we had this amazing shoot that was very out of balance when we received it. And we were supposed to do a color grade and a beautiful edit to it. As you can see, the colors are not looking really nice. So what we discovered was that we should introduce as a standard the color checker. Because having a color checker shoot first would end up giving us the possibility of creating a white balance in the shoot afterwards. What happened was that we realized that while doing accurate skin tone color grading, it led to really accurate colors of products. This in itself leads to less returns rate because in itself, the customer will receive the product that they're looking for. You could have a model wearing a neon jumpsuit, and then the color would be an orange neon, and then it could be represented as yellow, but with an accurate color grading, then you would be presenting the correct color. So now we're going to talk about trust and partnerships. It's really good to work with Pixels because they helped us with two of our projects. We do video for PDP as well as for ePDP. And When working with them, I realized that it's easier to work with scalability for your in-house teams first. And in doing that, you allow the possibility for the team to easily communicate with the partner, send out the footage or any deliverables in an easy manner, and enable the partnerships to do as well. Having a partner that's able to step in and pick up your overflow capacity will allow for flexibility in what you work with the teams. So if you want to assign a more creative project as a pause from routine to your team members, then you can easily do that. And what's going to happen, this was really new, that what I discovered was that in-house team is going to be competitive with your partner, so they're going to produce better. So I'm just going to leave you here with my favorite video that the team worked on. And this is also a spirit of collaboration because Christina had the brilliant idea to record the, the voices of team members in the studio to add on top to this.
For me, love is sharing the most intimate moments, full of passion.
No matter what mess you are, they still want you.
Love doesn't make sense at all, it just happens.
When you can't stop smiling because you're thinking of someone.
Love for me is the first swim of summer.
Love for me is Beyoncé. You have this strong feeling rushing through your whole body.
Adrian, we have some questions.
Yes,
and I was over there watching, and we could go on all night with the questions, I can tell you that. Have you tracked how videos on PDP impact return rates? Do you have an idea about that?
Those are also A/B testing results, so I don't have the numbers for that. I'm sorry. I wish I had.
Yeah, cool. Then back to, you talked about the process and how you're scaling. And so how many videos, what's the volume? How much do you actually produce per month on the PDP videos and the elevated PDPs?
That's also a very hard thing to say, and I'm going to explain why. Because my team deals with PDP, ePDP videos, but as well with creative ones. So when you have a creative campaign, then you would allocate one team member to do the video editing, and maybe another to do the supervision, and maybe a third one to do the color grade. And these three people will work together for 1 week on one video. So that fluctuates a lot depending on what you are supposed to do.
Okay, so quite a bit of fluctuation depending on what kind of video.
That's exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about the possibility of sending your overflow to a partner.
Yeah.
Which you guys get.
Well, we try. How long time does it take to upskill photographers to shoot video?
Maybe we should put the title again. It's Video Editing at Scale. I'm the team lead for the video editors. I can tell you that a video editor would be trained to do really good videos in about 2 to 3 months. A photographer to shoot videos, I would venture to guess about 2 months, but I'm not in that end of the production cycle.
No. But there's some training that needs to be coordinated and taken into account here. It's not, you don't do it from one day to another. Good. And then, how do you integrate video for PDP in your regular flow?
That's actually easy to reply. This was really, really nice to do. So what we actually did with Pixels, and I'm going to do like chapeau because you're doing an amazing job here. We did it so that in the end there is no touch from the video editors in my team with the PDP videos. What we actually have, we've enabled Pixels video editors to step into a remote location on a drive where they pick up the videos that come from the PDP set. The videographer on the PDP set uploads them directly into the location. The people from Pixels come in, pick up the video, do the editing. We've simplified that workflow in a very, very nice way. They know exactly what the guidelines are. The model walks in on a certain point. does the very nice fluffy movement, and walks out, and the editors know exactly where to cut and then put it online. They just send it to us, and we upload it. Oh, no, sorry, actually, we enabled you as well to upload. So we just do the QC.
Okay, good. And then, I think this is tribute to Joe. We actually have questions coming in from Bob now. He's in the room. Okay, all right, good. Adrian, if we look at the bottom one here, sometimes color matching between video and images can be a bit tricky.
Yeah.
How do you actually handle that, and how do you minimize, deviation in colors between video and images?
I got this question last time as well. It was really funny because I actually replied to this question in the beginning of the panel. So, as I said, I am in the very fortunate position of having the Digitech team as well. The Digitechs enable of communication between the set, the shoot, and the video editors. What the Digitechs actually do, they put on the color grading references, which are the images in itself, into a location for the video editors to look at, and then they match the video there.
Good. So you actually have that under control to an extent where you're happy about it.
Yeah. So the collaboration in itself, as I mentioned, we have the color checker in the sets. We're trying to introduce it as a standard for ePDP as well. But the light schemes are set up already. It's very simple to work with, and having a color checker on set would enable the video editors to do a correct white balance and then work from that together with the color reference images.
Okay, good. Because that leads us to the two questions at the bottom here, which is kind of related to that. One of them is what is the percentage of rejections that you have on quality control? And do you have specific products that just don't work on video?
I do not have that number, to be honest. I can't really say. And I would say that the problems that you encounter with specific, what do you have specific products that don't work on video? Shiny ones. I'm going to talk about shiny objects, right? Shiny ones present more difficulty, and the ones that are very close to the model skin tone also present difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we then look at, and that's another question related to that, to the turnaround time.
Yeah.
If we look at the turnaround time from the video shot until it's done with post-production and it's actually online, what are you aiming for? And can you tell us a bit about how what you've done to minimize that time over time?
From the moment it's shot, we aim for about 24 hours up to 48. And how we did that was, again, the Digitech team is there to help out as best as possible and help the videographers put the footage into the same location that you would have access and the video editors would have access, the color reference images. Having a Digitech, sorry, I gotta say this. If you're working with creative ops and you don't have a Digitech in your team, you should be looking into that because it's the next big thing to AI. It's real intelligence. So those people are gonna help out a lot. And they're gonna be the link between the shoot and post-production. And they're gonna help out everywhere, including with the turnaround time.
Perfect, great. I think the Bob thing is taking off now. We have a question from Barbarino. Okay, we'll do Barbarino here. Do you ever do frame grabs from a video to create still images? And if you do so, why? And if you don't, why don't you then?
No, because we shoot photos.
You shoot photos. Good. So you just don't believe that you can get that same quality out of grabbing like a frame from a video?
I think it's better to work with a photo camera for photos and to work with video cameras for videos.
Yeah.
I know I'm not embracing change here, but sometimes you gotta be a little bit conservative. I'm not that, but at least in this case.
Cool. Then let's take Bob 2
Please
at
do.
the top here. What role does AI and machine learning play in video editing at scale?
Well, DaVinci does have a feature that you can use AI to sort of learn when to do the snips, but we're not using it at the moment. Maybe it will in the future. I know we were talking with Mick and Kevin, and they were quoting Sebastian, and they were saying basically, well, video is a series of images, so why not have AI working on that?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, I don't know, masking could be a solution.
Yeah, some things like that in the future. Yeah, when Adrian is referencing Sebastian, I don't know if some of you were at a Flow event where we had a rocket scientist here talking about AI in image editing, and what he says is, video and images, it's basically the same. He says, a video is just a series of images. So why shouldn't we over time be able to automate the same kind of things and the same level of automation to video editing that we today do to image
This is
editing?
the exact answer that we're looking at the second question here. What sort of AI automation are you looking into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you elaborate a little? You have this Digitech department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you elaborate a little, Adrian, on what is the actual purpose of that department? What difference does it make for you in daily life to have a department like that and to the organization as such?
Jack and I are like exchanging looks because we've explaining what Digitechs do for like the past 4 years. A Digitech is a person that's there to handle color and do digital asset management. So they are there to help out the photographers, the videographers, make sure that they're basically the owners of the physical presence of a digital image. I know it's really difficult to put it together, physical and digital, but they basically know where those images are, and they're going to move them in between stakeholders. They're going to take them from the photographer. They're going to send them to the approval people. They're going to take them from there. They're going to send them to the retouchers. They're going to take videos, video footage files, and they're going to send them to video editors. And if you want a Digitech, they can even take the end images and the end videos and upload it into the endpoint software. So having a Digitech is basically having a secretary, but better, because they are focused on creative and creative ops. So they're going to help out with anything that's going to be part of the workflow with digital assets.
Yeah. So this is both optimizing the process.
Yes.
Is it also around optimizing quality and minimizing turnaround time?
Definitely.
All of that? Good. Thanks. I'm going to, we have some anonymous now. No more Bobs on the screen right now. What was the biggest challenge in the process of adding video to your workflow? You mentioned you needed the training of photographers, etc. But looking back, what do you think was the biggest challenge?
People don't really understand that video is not photos. So when you do video editing, it's not like retouching an image. Video editing implies creativity. You actually have to have a person that's going to think, looking at the footage, how do I make this look nice? If you have a retoucher would get the image and then would look at that and be like, okay, these are the annotations that I'm supposed to match from the art director. So the art director makes that decision for the retoucher. The retoucher would put that into practice. But converting retouchers into video editors would be enabling them to make those creative decisions while they're working and looking at the footage.
Yeah. Cool, thanks. I'm curious about Bobelina here, the top one. What do you feel, or do you have any experience in what is the best length of a video to feature the product on the PDP? And do you vary the length of the videos according to product groups, categories?
Well, normally I could not be able to reply to this, as Zalando would say, no, you cannot. But it's easy for you to go on the website, look at the duration of the video. So for PDP, it's 10 seconds.
For PDP, it's 10 seconds?
Yeah.
And is that based on 10 seconds, or have that been subject to split testing, etc.? Do you know?
To be honest, we made the decision ourselves.
Yeah.
to what it looks like.
Does every article get a video, or just a few ones? And how have you been testing that as well? Do you use A/B split tests to find out what products, where does the video have the biggest impact?
Not all articles get a video, just some, and the decision is made somewhere way above my floor in another building, actually. I really don't know. Buyers actually make decisions, I think.
Good. I know the top one is probably going to be difficult to answer.
As I said, I'm the video editing team lead. If I would be the CEO, maybe I could reply
Maybe
to
you could,
spread.
yeah, I know that would be super difficult. And also, how do you actually calculate that when you have you have the set, you have the model, how do you, but there's no question that it is a significant investment to add video to your PDP.
Definitely.
Yeah, so you really need to believe that it does make an impact on both conversion rate and...
It's a lesson in trust.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Good. Second one from the bottom. No? Second one from the top now. Is the quality of your videos already at a point where you can extract regular PDP images from the videos, shifting from photo plus video to video production only? Could you actually do it if you wanted to? I know we touched about it before, if you could grab images from the video, but would you actually trust that you have a quality of video where you would be able to do it today?
I'm actually I'm quite surprised that people are actually considering doing this. So you're basically thinking of optimizing your workflow the most and cutting photographers out of it. This is what I'm understanding. Maybe that's a choice for you, but not for Zalando.
No.
I think it's good to have your photos and it's good to have your videos and work separately.
And is that because, Adrian, you actually believe that it is two very different disciplines, and you need a different set of competences to do the best possible images and then also the best possible videos?
Let's say you actually shoot a video and you're going to use the stills from the video. You're going to limit yourself to only using that quality.
Yeah.
For PDP images. Maybe you actually want to use the images for something else as well. Then I would say your possibilities are quite limited.
Good. All right. One last question for you here. How do you think the Digitech role will evolve now that AI can handle a lot of the asset management role with a lower error rate?
Okay.
Okay.
I guess everyone's seen this meme right now with AI is taking over. The clients are going to use AI. The clients are going to need to be able to explain what they want. So I think the Digitech role could be exactly handling an AI tool in this particular role.
Okay. Good. Cool. Thanks. And thanks for your insight, and thanks for sharing, Adrian.
Thank you.
A big round of applause for Adrian.